Thank you, devotees, for joining the online reading session of the book, The Modern Mission of Srila Prabhupada. Omagyanadmirandasya Gyananjanashalakya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nidhanamani Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhanamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Guruvani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyamadi Pashyatya Deshidarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karti Vachanam Adhikari Matkarapadam Vande Shri Gurudhataranam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Agishaya Sivadani Lakshmi Savakshasya Syastri Hriday Samvitam Nasamam Aham Bhajet Gurave Gaurachandra Radhikaya Tadale Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Yanta Pravishya Mamam Prasuptam Sanjeeva Yatyakila Shakti Darasvathamanyam Chasta Charana Shramana Togadin Prana Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Ija Guru Harivanya Krishna Chitto Vijinto Varita Pitrigeha Danda Samsara Kupaha Prabhajana Sukabdo Majjan Samsakshpo Majeta Kas. So we are reading from the book The Modern Mission of Srila Prabhupada under the section Part 11 Beyond Designations but Highlighting Regional Differences. So in that we are in section 3, the India Mission, under the section chapter 3, India Mission. Under that we are in Misleaders in India. Okay. Misleaders in India. India is the spiritual leader of the world, but the fools and rascals are trying to sabotage the position. Warning that India is in a very precarious condition. Srila Prabhupada detected a deliberate policy by leaders in India to compromise the inherent God consciousness of the common people. Still in the mass of people of India, Krishna consciousness is existing. It is not yet lost. They believe in the next birth, next life, past life. They believe in God and Krishna. They are satisfied with that position, but the modern leaders do not like it. They want to make them intoxicated so that they can work like an ass for a morsel of food. These are heavy words spoken by Prabhupada. Even in spiritual organizations where Prabhupada's books are there, sometimes some devotees feel that even devotees are thinking like that. Even leaders are present leaders. I don't want to say their names, but they might be thinking like this, that they don't want to get devote. They don't want devotees to be satisfied with what they have, because they want. Or here it is, Maharaj Prabhupada is saying, but the moderns do not like it. They want to make them intoxicated so that they can work like an ass for a morsel of food. Otherwise, why don't they start Varnashram? If they start Varnashram, then what will happen? All the youngsters, all the Matajis will become very chaste. All the Prabhujis will go away from city. So they think that their donations, their Shobhaji nahi chalega. So many things inherent, underlining, what I can say, politics is there behind not starting Varnashram. They know, some of the leaders, they don't want to start it. Deliberately, they don't want to do it, because if they do it, then so many people will become sane that they don't want it. It's not that it is gone. Everybody, whoever is there, everybody is so pure and like anything. It's not like that. They are devotees, one sense, but we don't know. I have a benefit of doubt in everything. Of course, I'm not skeptical, but skepticism is required. Okay, continuing. Indian leaders, Srila Prabhupada discerned, did not like his preaching. In India, we see that the leaders do not like it. They are now opening beef shops, wine shops, and we are preaching no intoxication, no meat eating. So actually, we are not very favorable to their propaganda. They don't like us, the leaders. Now there are big signboards. In Juhu, we have got a center, and the government has opened a very big beef shop, wine shops. You'll find everywhere, and we are preaching no intoxication, no meat eating. So, how will they like us? It is folly to be wise where ignorance is bliss, but still we are struggling. There is a place in Andhra Pradesh by name Bhimavaram. There is our ISKCON temple is also there. Deliberately, the leaders, it's actually a place where rice is grown so much. Where our temple is there presently, there is full of actually rice fields. Everywhere there is rice fields. And specifically when there is season and the rice is grown, at that time, every time you can, morning, evening, and specifically at night, you can smell the fertilizers like anything. They put heavy, the white rice specifically. I'm not eating white rice since 2, 3 years. I stopped eating the white rice because they use such a heavy fertilizers that you don't know. So they put heavy fertilizers like anything. Uh, and the other thing is, this is the place where they have rice fields. And the other side of the city, it's full of these rice fields are converted into hatcheries. I don't know whether you know the hatcheries. It is called as prawns. Prawns or prawn means it's kind of a, what I can say, it's called prawn. It's kind of a seafood people eat. Like, in China, Taiwan, in India, they take this prawn, that the upper portion of the layer is removed and inside it is called as here shrimp. Shrimp. They know it, shrimp. So that shrimp is very famous in Bhimavaram. Bah, 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 bah. They put tons and tons of, they bring water and put tons and tons of salt into it so that they can grow prawns and fish. And previously, 2, 3, 4, 5 years back, they used to grow tuna fish. But what used to happen is the tuna fish is very dangerous, and it used to eat away people. And people, if they don't like somebody or if they have some problem or competition, they used to kill him and throw him in the throw him in this uh, in this pool or pond. There are so many ponds everywhere in Bhimavaram, in the other side of the city, and they throw him in this pond where tuna fish is there. The fish will eat away even the bones also. No forensic people cannot find it. So they banned tuna fish from growing. Still in China, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, Cambodia, Laos, everywhere the tuna fish, they eat like anything. So so my point is, this is done by the Raju community, the Red Rajus, the Hindus. They are filth, like, not just rich. They are so rich that even 20 generations, if they sit and eat, it will not be reduced. Now this is called as aquaculture. And they have so much of money that they can give so much for ISKCON also, but they don't want to give. They don't want to give. Uh, and they are so heinous in their habits. And actually, specifically, these people, the Bhimavaram, people, they're so heinous that they during Sankranti, Pongal, and all, they have naked record dancing, recording dances. They have cock fights, pig fights, pig fights. I'm talking about hog fights. I'm talking about hen cock fights. They have like crores and crores is put on stake. They 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 speak on crores and crores. They not thousands, crores and crores of money is just now this IPL. It's all full of money. It's all full of betting and all. The same way it is done in that small part, West Godavari district, East Godavari district, and Christianity is a rampage like anything in those places. Not just, you will find 10 churches within one street. There is Pentecostal, there is Syrian, there is Lutheran, there is CSI, there is Catholics, there is Pentecostal. Everybody is there preaching like anything. In the morning, in the Sunday morning, you will hear mass prayers, from everywhere. It is so much disturbing everywhere. So, because our devotees don't preach, ISKCON in Andhra Pradesh and in Telangana is a mockery. They only do tiffins, midday meals. And no preacher is there in Andhra Pradesh. No preacher. South India is like a big mockery. Tamil Nadu, like in Andhra and Telangana, there are more than 3 lakh pastors preaching Christianity. 3 lakhs. Actually, those people who are Westerners, they don't know how Christianity is a rampage in India. There are more than 3 lakh pastors preaching Christianity, going house to house, door to door, giving free Bibles everywhere. It's not a joke. It's a big thing. So in Tamil Nadu itself, there are more than 5 lakh pastors preaching. 5 lakhs. Yeah. Already Kerala is gone. Karnataka, there are more than around 1 lakh pastors and imams are preaching. So it's like that. Leaders don't want that. Specifically, the governments which are there in Telangana and in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka, it is rampage like anything. Okay, continuing. Probing deeper into this dichotomy, the natural religious inclination of the people is being killed by the government, by governmental politics. Srila Prabhupada gave his solution. Actually, India is the country of religion. The present government policy to kill the religious faith of the people is resulting in frustration of religious life because religion is not organizedly taught. But by nature, the people of India have a hankering of spiritual advancement, and therefore the present situation is a natural result of the clash between the two opposite ideals. In this case also, the best treatment is to give people scientific religious ideas which are very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita. There is a boy whom I met here in Atlanta. He's staying in in the house where some students are staying. He's from Andhra Pradesh. So he's from so-called Brahmin community. But the thing is, I asked him what your previous generations used to do. He said that they used to do this Vedic chanting and paurohityam. That means purohit kind of a thing. That means they go and do pujas and archanas. They have Sanskrit as well. And then, well, who left? Why? What happened? Then he said, 3 generations before, their grandfather were doing archaka, Vedic chanting. They were living like that. But the next one, what had happened is they went for freedom fighting, because at that time the freedom fighting movement was going on. So they became communists. And from that time till another 3 generations, they all were communists. Neither nothing, no Vedic, this one, and but they are Brahmins. But the next generation, the last generation, that means his grandfather was a Sanskrit Pandit, but he was a communist, he told me. And this boy, because of his grandmother, he became a devotee somehow. He got attracted to Krishna consciousness, Bhagavad Gita, and all. Just see how people are being brainwashed. This freedom fighting, freedom struggle, this is all having liking for Bhagat Singh, What? These are all atheists. These are all atheists. Pakka rascals. These are all. Of course, some may say that you got freedom from all because of all these things. But why you got freedom? Because you are killing so many animals. Kings got spoiled. So many Kali. So religious sentiments are ideas are naturally there within people. This generation or next generation or next generation, it will come out. My father got Bhagavad Gita from ISKCON. He didn't become a devotee, but I got an opportunity to become a devotee. It's like that. Okay, somebody else can read it.
There's a
Okay,
book
Prabhu.
actually, Why I Am an Atheist. He said like that.
Who is that?
He wrote a book actually, Why I Am an Atheist, Bhagat Singh.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Bhagat Singh, Periyar, Phule. There is one guy called Phule. He's very famous in Maharashtra. He wrote a book against all the Vedic, this one. How he was mocking how Shiva, like, how Ganpati, how the head of elephant, they put it. So it's a whole book about mocking. Whole book. I don't know, Phule, everybody knows or not. Asita Prabhu, you know Phule?
No, Prabhuji.
No, he is famous. Everybody knows Phule. Phule is the husband and wife photo is there. Everybody, they have this photo of husband and wife in Maharashtra. Just type Phule, you will see. He he is having a turban and a big mush
Yeah,
and
Mahatma Jyotirao Phule.
Jyotirao Phule. This guy killed. They will never write against Islam and Christianity. They will all mock as if mythology, as if they're not able to understand, and this is what they're mocking. It's not there. That's why they banned this satanic verses. Satanic verses was full of like this. I don't know whether somebody knows about satanic verses. There is a book by Salman Rushdie. There is an author called Salman Rushdie from UK. He's a Muslim by background. He wrote a book called Satanic Verses, which was banned in every country, most of the countries. And it is a huge selling book till now. Again, it got re-released last year. He again re-released that book, Satanic Verses. So it's all against the Quran and how the verses, how there's so many things. So point is that there's so many books written by even Muslims also. What is that? Uh, Sex with goat. बकरी के साथ मैथुन ऐसा कुछ है book. There is a book written by some imam. So it's full of how to entice women, it's about a love jihad, everything. It's written very clearly. There's so many books written by these people, but they don't mock that. They are all anti-Vedic, but RSS, VHP, they consider ISKCON as anti-Vedic. It's a very ironic thing. ISKCON, they think that it is anti-Vedic, anti-Hindu, and anti-India. I've spoken to so many RSS people, so many VHP people. They think that ISKCON is anti-Vedic, anti-India, anti-Hindu, because we don't go to any Goraksha Samitis or Goraksha programs, nor we attend any sort of this one. We don't go to Dalits or anything like that. We don't find any, because we preach mostly among pious, upper middle, and rich class people. Our people are all very educated, so they have this sneaky idea about ISKCON, that ISKCON is not like this, like that. So there's so much conspiracy going on all over the world against Vedic culture. It is attacked every second. But Prabhupada is the only one. Even within ISKCON also, so many things are happening. These people, they come to ISKCON, join, and they become famous just to spoil ISKCON. I'm very sorry to use this word, but otherwise, why Prabhupada would write that there are renegades in ISKCON, within the
Yeah.
movement? Why Prabhupada would write that? There are people who come to the movement, they join the temple, they join the movement, they become famous, and they destroy the movement within the movement. They will not. Otherwise, why they write like, why Prabhupada will write like that? So it's like that. Okay, Prabhu. Asita Prabhu, you can continue to read.
Perhaps surprisingly, Srila Prabhupada felt that we are getting a better response from the Western countries than in India. He found preaching in India more difficult than in the West because in India the Mayavad poison has overflooded everywhere. At heart, in India, everyone feels for Krishna, but they have been educated in such a wrong way, they cannot accept Krishna as the supreme. Sometimes we feel a little difficulty preaching this cult
Prabhu,
in India.
actually, Prabhupada is hitting the rod like anything. Exactly, Prabhupada says this. Exactly. This is what is the situation of Indians is all over the world.
Yeah, exactly, yes. They
Everyone
cannot
has
accept
feeling for.
Krishna.
They cannot. I don't know whether devotees experience while preaching to people, talking to people. They will all be very good, but they have some, like, they have some feeling
Hesitate.
or some enviousness towards Krishna when you say Krishna is supreme.
Sometimes we
Yes.
feel a little difficulty preaching this cult in India, but we do not feel such difficulty outside of India. Although Indian people are by culture God conscious, on account of vigorous preaching of the Mayavadi philosophy that God is impersonal and can be imagined in any way by the fertile brain of a person as he likes. The whole Mayavadi philosophy is based on this imagination.
Actually, the growth or the mm, rampage growth of worshipping Sai Baba, Puttaparthi Satya Sai Baba, Amma Bhagwan, this Bhagwan, that Bhagwan in India is specifically because of this one. That God is impersonal and can be imagined in whatever way you want. That is the main drawback of these so-called Babas and Ammas and this Ravi Shankar kind of a people. They are becoming more and more famous among the youth is because of this particular poison. And if this, unless and until this poison, because even after coming to Krishna consciousness, I have seen devotees, they bring that particular thing into Krishna consciousness slowly. Unless and until it is taken it out fully, it is not so easy that Mayavad can get out. And of course, Prabhupada said, unless and until we become a pure devotee, everybody is a Mayavadi. That is fine. That is one thing is there, but this is very difficult. You can see that devotees. I will tell you my personal experience of one brahmachari who is an editor of transcribing the lectures. I don't want to say who and what, transcribing the lectures of a devotee. What his service is, he will transcribe all the lectures of a devotee and put it, transcribe means previously. I'm talking about 2008, 9. I'm talking about at that time. So now AI, if you just put one lecture, everything is transcribed and within 5 seconds you get the whole lecture in front of you. But previously you have to hear and type. Although there were some softwares, I don't know at that time. But what he told me is that he had to transcribe the whole lecture, hear it and transcribe and type. And then what his work is remove Krishna and put God or divine. Mostly they used to put divine. Remove Krishna from the lecture and put God or divine. Now, can you imagine what kind of service is that? Huh? Can you imagine what kind of
No.
so they used to remove Krishna from everywhere. Krishna, Rama, like Bhagavan. They used to remove it from everywhere from the lecture and transcribe and edit it in such a way that it's like a pseudo spiritual kind of a thing. And they used to print the books, it seems. He told me, Prabhu, I am doing the disservice for Prabhupada. What can I do? They want me to do like this. Uh, so now it is still more rampage. What to speak of that? Some devotees have that inherent nature that they can't tell Krishna is supreme. The devotees. They can't tell to people that Krishna is supreme. What is your problem? Okay, they may oppose, but you say, no, they don't want to say. They cannot say. That means the Mayavad is there, poison is there within their heart, and it is exhibited, but people cannot see that. Unfortunately, devotees cannot see that. Okay, Prabhu, continue.
Although the Bhagavad Gita is a very popular book, widely read all over the world, unfortunately, unscrupulous sannyasis and yogis present the gospel in a perverted way so that people could not become devotees of Krishna. Oh, instead, they have become impersonalists. The infectious disease is spread in India, especially by the
This infectious,
Mayavadis.
this
Sorry,
infectious.
yes. This infectious disease is spread in India, especially by the Mayavadis, sannyasis, and philosophers. Therefore, we have got a greater task in India than in the Western countries. Commenting on their being misled by various cheaters, Srila Prabhupada said, the modern population in India are all rascals. Practically, they have lost all spiritual interest. Although India is the country for spiritual advancement of life, Srila Prabhupada was particularly dismayed by their misrepresentations of Bhagavad Gita. Although Bhagavad Gita was spoken in this land of Bharatvarsha, we do not allow Krishna to speak. This is our this this is our misfortune. Krishna spoke these words of Bhagavad Gita. Many scholars, many so-called saintly persons have misinterpreted the words of Bhagavad Gita. They did not allow Krishna to speak. If one manufactures some idea from the words of Krishna by misinterpretation and does not allow Krishna to speak, it's a greatly dangerous position. That has become actually the fact in India. Therefore, our request is that let Krishna speak for himself. Don't try to misrepresent the words of Krishna or the words in the Bhagavad Gita. That is our lamentation, especially in India, where Krishna personally came, where he left behind such a valuable instruction, Bhagavad Gita. Why are you refusing? Why are you misinterpreting and spoiling your life and spoiling others?
Okay, I want to tell you one thing here. Nowadays, there is, I don't know whether devotees observed it or not. According to my observation, nowadays Bhagavad Gita lectures have become more and more in India among the big people. They quote Bhagavad Gita shlokas and they give, like for
Life lessons.
example, no, life lessons is there, but they speak in a what I can say, what is that word? I don't know that word. They speak in such a way that it looks as if devotee is speaking Bhagavad Gita, but actually there is no Krishna over there, or Krishna. They don't relate to Krishna consciousness. I mean, they give they give that particular talk in such a way that it is so generalized. That means they are so expert. They have become so expert in speaking that anybody can take any meaning from that.
Yeah.
They like for example, if you speak, you cannot achieve success. They say like that. You cannot, if you do like this, you cannot achieve success. So you have to do this. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, like, so they will not say what is meant by success over there, because you can take the success in any way. You can take the success in a way that it is helpful for my this one. You can take as a management principle. You can that is what is it is nowadays going on. They will, I don't know. I don't want to name that guy, particular guy. So particular devotee, bro, or whatever it is. So there are very bros, many buddies who are there, who are preaching all these things. You know, they are so expert in speaking to devotees. They can speak Krishna consciousness, every second word will be Krishna consciousness. And to outsiders, they are so great that they can use without Krishna consciousness, and then they can give a level lecture. It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous to speak like that. And devotees, if they don't identify, then that's all. Actually, you should not say like this, but those who are expert, they should identify and then point out. It may be an offense to them. Yes, it is an offense. It is, yeah, like, pointing out some things, it is an offense, but it is a great service for Prabhupada, because we are taking the weeds out of the movement. We have to do this service. Otherwise, what will happen is that over a period of time, many people are coming out. Nowadays, this English only speaking guys and girls, the English speakers, they are more dangerous. जिसको इंग्लिश नहीं आती है वो बोल नहीं सकते ये सब. दे कांट स्पीक. आपको जीवन में सफलता पानी है, क्या सफलता पानी है? बकवास सफलता पानी है. अरे, if you say that, people will think what you पागल है क्या? But if you speak in English, because English, and they're very expert in speaking in English. There's so many devotees, they don't follow anything. Like, for example, there are so many women nowadays, they're giving lectures. There are so many women, they don't put tilak. They're coming in this Hare Krishna TV channel. They won't put tilak, they don't kantimala, but they're very expert in giving women advice. Now, they give from Bhagavad Gita. Take Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Shastri classes, and they have the hair loose, and the devotees don't identify that. I'm like, they are very expert in speaking all these things, but they are devotees, but they don't exhibit as devotees. अरे चल क्या रहा है? So this is what is happening. It's all, I don't know, in India, the preaching in Krishna consciousness has become more and more and more and more pseudo kind of a thing. If you speak directly, you're being blamed, you're being, like, spatted that you're a fanatic. What is this you are speaking? One devotee told me, you're too direct. Okay, go to Prabhupada's lectures. You will see what is direct means. That means what they have for Prabhupada, they will say Prabhupada can speak. Prabhupada is pure devotee, but when you speak, it is your ego you are putting, they will say. So they are very, very expert. They have hair. They don't never shave their head. These preachers, so-called preachers, now so many so many, what I can say, grahastas. We can say grahastas. Grahasta preachers have become more. They will sit with their wives in podcasts. They became more nowadays, and then they speak. They will never shave their head. They are very expert in their job. They are very expert in giving podcasts also. And they are becoming more and more famous nowadays. They never shave their head. What is his name? Prabhupada disciple. What is Prabhuji's name? Bashugosh Prabhu. Bashugosh Prabhu was speaking to over phone in Baroda. I went to take interview about the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada book. And he told to one devotee that, tell him to shave and come to me. He was telling about Lal Govind Prabhu. I'm sorry, I should not say the name, but I have to say because he's banned from ISKCON. I heard like that. So he told that, tell that devotee to come before me to shave. He's giving Bhagavad Sapta, Bhagavad lectures, but he is not shaving his head. There are many devotees, they give so many Bhagavatam classes, they're very expert speakers, but they never shave their head and have shikha.
Yes, yes, sir.
You see,
I have seen that on Hare Krishna
so
TV.
so many devotees, they're very expert in speaking, but they never shave their head. Now another 2, 3 people have come up. Brahmacharis, they have changed their ashram, and now they are becoming big, famous. Slowly, they're becoming famous and big, and they never shave their head. So it's like that. Okay, bro, continue. I'll speak. So much is there.
Countering misconceptions prevalent among Hindus by untiringly insisting that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada addressed several misconceptions at once, particularly the Mayavadi contention that Godhead is ultimately formless and any manifestation of personality from the Godhead is subordinate to impersonality. Further, referring to Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead establishes him as categorically superior to the demigods, and rebuts the Mayavad influenced notion that Krishna is just one among the many gods worshipped in Hinduism. The term the Supreme Personality of Godhead also speaks to worshippers of Vishnu who do not accept Krishna as original and topmost among all Vishnu Tattva forms. These were just some among the myriad and misconceptions Srila Prabhupada had to face in dealing with Hindus. Two among the prominent fallacies had arisen largely due to Hindus having gullibly accepted the British usage of the terms mythology and idol in a manner that undermined the traditional understanding of Shastra and of deity worship. A section of atheistic Hindus, mostly from the English-speaking elite, also some
Okay.
Mayavadis, sneeringly referred to Shastric descriptions of cosmology, of phenomena such as those of a talking monkey who can leap over an ocean, Hanuman, and of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord as mere stories and Hindu mythology. Yet even devout Hindus who unquestioningly believed such stories nevertheless unthinkingly referred to them as mythology, thus speaking of their scriptures in an idiom that implies negation of their veracity. Srila Prabhupada countered, "It's not a myth or mythology. The nonsense people may say like that. But Krishna is the supermost person in his story, in history. Vyasadeva compiled the Srimad Bhagavatam by collecting the most important news from history, Purana. Purana means old history. It is not mythology. The foolish people say like that. Mythology means something created. No, don't take it that way. It is the essence of important historical incidences. Even those Hindus who sought to defend their mythology mostly did so by positing its descriptions to be allegorical. Srila Prabhupada was unique in boldly standing for the veracity of Shastra. Tamal Krishna. No one reads the Bhagavatam as a scientific book. Except for your divine grace, they think it's a stories. It is stories, and therefore no one takes it seriously. Modern people don't take it seriously.
Okay. In ISKCON nowadays, the Bhagavatam stories are taken more seriously. They take Bhagavatam as stories. Can you did anybody observe that? Everybody wants to know the Bhagavatam stories, and specifically books like stories about Bhagavatam are becoming famous slowly. Previously, it was not like that. Among kids, they try to distribute this as stories instead of giving them the philosophy. They are very much interested to give the stories of Bhagavatam. Huh? I don't know whether the devotees have observed or not, but this is actually very hidden uh, danger. There is a hidden danger. Although, in one sense, at least devotees know the stories, that's right. But more important than stories, previously also children were there. It's not that movement is now children are only there. We have to give children stories. Movement is there since 80s, 90s. Why do you get this idea? Because this is a Hindu idea. This is a Mayavad idea. This is the British kind of an idea. We have to give stories to people. We have to. This is actually coming from the West. In West, because they don't have anything in the Bible. What is Bible? Bible is full of gospels. But how long you will hear the same gospels? In Telugu we say एत्ती कुड़ते अरे अरे खींच के निकालेंगे तो बस 10 gospel भी नहीं है और उसमें कितना स्टोरी निकालेंगे? How many stories you will make from Bible? That's why they have Chronicles of Narnia, they have Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, they have Harry Potter, they have what and all, I don't know, Hobbit. These are all concocted, some nonsense, useless, baseless, senseless stories which have no basis. So that they want to misconstrue that idea. The idea to create stories comes from there. That modern idea comes from there actually. Otherwise, nobody will print stories. Why? Like, for example, Krishna book is there. Why you have to print separately story? I don't understand why you have to print separately a story book of Krishna. Why? 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 It is just to make money or just to feel good, because Krishna story, Prabhupada's Krishna book is like hefty philosophy. Can you imagine? I gave to Krishna book to one boy when he was 11 years old. I went to his house after 5 years. He made that book he read it 20 times that book, Krishna book. Every day he used to read that book. In Hyderabad, we went and gave him. Huh? So the thing is, people are not encouraged to read Krishna book because it is hefty philosophy. In I don't know, in Bangalore temple, where from this idea came? Bangalore temple first started the story book, small booklets they made, 10 booklets of different stories. Although they have Krishna book, but they have this, but this one for kids. Why? Why? Never in the history nobody did, but you want to do something different. Why? Because kids like it. Kids like it. Arey, make them habit to read this Krishna book which Prabhupada has written. Make it more, have more paintings, have more big, make it big, make it deluxe, make it like that in such a way that people will read. No, they want to make only stories. They will remove all philosophy. In one sense, devotees will not accept me because anyhow, these Krishna people are reading. In other sense, uh, it's a dangerous situation. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, continue.
Srila Prabhupada, the whole world has taken it like that. Symbolic. Imagination. Tamal Krishna. You are the lone representative of religion left on this planet, Srila Prabhupada. Idol was another derogatory term that, via the British, had become standard in Indian English to reference the sacred deity forms revered in innumerable temples and homes. Srila Prabhupada roundly refuted the identification of genuine deity service as being mere idolatry. The authorized acharyas, who know the science perfectly, install such temples of the Lord under regulative principles just to offer facilities to the common man. But persons who are less intelligent, without being conversant with the science, mistake this great attempt to be idol worship and poke their nose into that to which they have no access. Therefore, the ladies or men who observe festivals in the temples of the Lord just to have a look at the transcendental form are 1,000 times more glorious than those who are non-believer in the transcendental form of the Lord. The Vishnu forms of worship in great temples of India are not arrangements of idol worship, as they are wrongly interpreted to be by a class of men with a poor fund of knowledge. Rather, they are different spiritual centers of meditation on the transcendental limbs of the body of Vishnu. Temple worship is not idol worship, as is misconceived by the less intelligent, because the deity is not a product of iconography. The deity in the temple is authentic because he is installed not according to imagination but following the instructions of revealed scripture.
Okay. Regarding this temple and the deity worship and all, regarding the deities, among Hindus, they want to sync now with the modern science. They will say they will bring cosmic energy, positive energy, negative energy. Whether devotees have heard it or not, I don't know. They bring this particular concept in order to justify that there is a deity, there is there is deity, there is temple. So they want to justify like that, but that is also impersonal in one sense. Just like in one temple, in one place, they have this. They have the musical instruments for every element of earth that will bring positive vibes among the people, among the environment and the people. For earth element, there is a granite. You have heard about this? Do you know anybody has heard this? How it is going on? Does anybody know about this? Any idea? I don't know. There is not no idea. You have no idea about this. Mr. Prabhu, you heard about this?
No, Prabhu, I did not heard.
Yeah. Nowadays, this is going on. Temples, why they made with granites? Because the granite has a positive earth element, sensory element. When we walk on this, there is a positive vibes, cosmic energy with the deity. Oh, this is whole science of impersonalism. It's in a different world. How they manufacture words and all. Actually, it has nothing to do like that. So they make a whole image. It's not a product of iconography. It's all part of iconography. This iconography means what? Anybody knows what is meant by iconography? Iconography means the visual image and symbols used to work of an art and study interpretation of these. You understand? The visual images, symbols, or modes of representation collectively associated with a person, cult, or moment. It is called as iconography. This whole cosmic energy, the cosmic mood, what is that? Cosmic vibes. This is all Western thoughts. One devotee told me, Prabhu, you're always speaking about India. We are getting negative vibes in the ashram. I told him, what is this nonsense word vibes? Where is this vibes came from? Why are you bringing American word here? He's an Indian fellow, Indian devotee, my god brother. I mean, he told me that you are having a negative vibes. Why are you saying like this? You tell me, you're telling me who is coming from India and who has lived in India not to speak about India. It's all bodily consciousness. I am representing, I am speaking because you don't know the culture. I'm speaking about that. Why you bring negative vibes, positive vibes, India,
Yeah.
this one. This is all bodily consciousness. So, what can I say? So, even devotees are also having this positive vibes, negative vibes. There is nothing like that. Synergy. What is this nonsense? They have this word synergy. This is all Western American terminology which has no meaning. It's all what is that mumbo jumbo nonsense. Deity worship is very simple. There is a deity installed by the pure devotee, and he is Krishna. He is mercifully standing before us, and he is mercifully giving us service. That is what is the deity is. We have to forget our body in order to forget our bodily consciousness. Acharyas have given, our Shastra has given a medium so that we can dress Krishna, we can feed Krishna, we can feed the deity so that we can forget our so-called bodily stool beauty. We can forget our own bodily consciousness. We can raise our senses to engage. This is a whole science of deity worship is there. It's not just some imagination, iconography. Okay, just continue.
Yeah. Therefore, the iconoclast should not try to banish temple worship and risk turning society toward atheism. Bogus
Okay, Prabhu.
avatars.
I'll send somebody else to read, Prabhu. Right.
Yeah, sure.
Paramatmananda Prabhu, you can read.
Hare Krishna. Pranam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Bogus avatars. Unfortunately, there are many so-called Vishnu incarnations in this age of Kali. People do not know that posing oneself as an incarnation is most offensive. People should not accept an ordinary man as an incarnation of God, for this also is a very great offense. Railing against the many cheap incarnations, Srila Prabhupada declared that acceptance of cheap God
Hare Krishna. Paramatmananda Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
what happened? Not able to hear anything.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now you
Hare
speak. Now
Krishna.
you read.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you read from first. Railing against. I don't know. There is some problem in your side, I think. Internet.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, there is some problem in your side.
Think is not able to hear you,
But
Prabhuji.
we are not. We are not able to hear what you are reading. You are saying Hare Krishna, but you are not able to. We are not able to hear. No. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Paramatmananda
Krishna.
Prabhu. Prabhu, instead of telling Hare Krishna, can't you read? Oh, he's gone. Prabhu, Asita Prabhu, continue.
Okay, Prabhuji. Railing against the many cheap incarnations, Srila Prabhupada declared that acceptance of cheap gods or incarnations of God is actually atheism, with Mayavad at the root. The modern increase of incarnations of God means Mayavad philosophy, because in the Mayavad philosophy, everyone thinks that he is God, Narayan. This particular strain of rascaldom, one of India's most shameful exports, is still prominent, particularly in India. At the present time, especially in India, so many rascals are claiming to be incarnations, and people are being misled. Out of many sinful people, many so-called incarnations of God are emerging. This is very regrettable situation, especially in India. There are many rascals prevalent in India who proclaim themselves incarnations of God or goddesses. Thus, they are fooling and bluffing foolish people. Inferior people cannot accept the real God, yet they are very eager to accept an imitation God, who can simply bluff foolish people. The Krishna consciousness movement declares war against such bogus incarnations. It is ludicrous for a living entity to claim to be God. Advanced spiritualists would never accept such a thing. Such claims are made to cheat ordinary foolish people. The Krishna consciousness movement declares war against such bogus incarnations. The bogus propaganda put out by people claiming to be God has killed God consciousness all over the world. Members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be very alert to defy these rascals who are presently misleading the whole world. One such rascal, known as Pondrak, appeared before Lord Krishna, and the Lord immediately killed him. Of course, those who are Krishna's servants cannot kill such imitation gods, but they should try their best to defeat them through the evidence of Shastra, authentic knowledge received through the disciplic succession. False incarnations are meant for fools and rascals, not sane men. Srila Prabhupada pronounced and elaborated further. Pashandas try to bring the Supreme Lord down to a mundane level. Sometimes they create their own imaginary God or accept an ordinary person as God and advertise him as equal to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are so foolish that they present someone as the next incarnation of Lord Chaitanya or Krishna, although his activities are all contradictory to those of a genuine incarnation. And thus they fool the innocent public. One who is intelligent and who studies the characteristics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with reference to the Vedic context cannot be bewildered by the Pashandas. Only due to lack of Shastric knowledge do people accept rascals as incarnations. Unfortunately, at the present moment, people do not refer to the Shastras. Therefore, they accept rascals as incarnations. And consequently, they have made incarnations into a very cheap thing. Pseudo incarnations are unable to cheat persons who are in knowledge of the authoritative scriptures. Pretenders should be tested against the evidence of Shastra. Claims that he is himself God. This is blasphemy declared by the Asuras, and the demoniac followers of such Asuras also accept pretenders as God or his incarnation. In the revealed scriptures, there is definite information of the incarnation of God. No one should be accepted as God or an incarnation of God unless he is confirmed by the revealed scriptures. Other common misconceptions. Among the other misconceptions specific to Hinduism that Srila Prabhupada often encountered was that caste status is fixed by birth. Another was the claim that bhakti is for the less advanced and less intelligent, and that ritualistic performances and impersonalistic jnana are for higher class spiritualists. All such misconceptions arise due to mistaken approach to Shastra. Foolish people, without understanding through the Guru Parampara system, manufacture their own way of understanding. Therefore, they are misled. They cannot take full advantage of this Vedic literature because they are misled. Appreciation and praise by Indians. It was natural that Srila Prabhupada was especially appreciated in India, and his disappointment with Indians was offset by the tremendous response from Indians he also received, not least by the huge crowds who turned out to fit him in various locations. In 1970, at the outset of ISKCON's mission in India, Srila Prabhupada wrote, "We are very encouraged by the favorable response of the Indian public, especially in Bombay." Writing from India in 1971, Srila Prabhupada happily reported, "I am currently in Vrindavan with a party of 40 devotees, and we are having daily parikrama of the holy places. The officials and residents of Vrindavan have greeted us very nicely, and they are simply astounded to see our Sankirtan party chanting with great jubilation through the city streets. The mayor has publicly proclaimed that I have done something wonderful. And practically speaking, they realized that before I went to the Western countries, no one there knew about Vrindavan. Now hundreds of visitors and hippies from their country come here to see Krishna's place. The Vrindavan devotees have understood that Vrindavan is now world famous due to my preaching work, so they are all very much appreciating their hometown Swamiji." In a personal letter to Srila Prabhupada, R.K. Ganatra, Mayor of Bombay, lauded him. "Certainly you must be the representative of Lord Krishna because you are fulfilling his prediction as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in every village and town, in every country of the world, his name will be sung. We are working very hard to spread our Shastras into English, to spread our original Indian culture for the benefit of the suffering world. And you therefore claim the title as India's greatest spiritual ambassador to the world. I want your movement to expand more and more in India because your society alone is counteracting the degradation of our modern youth who are falling prey to permissive life. You have already surpassed the greatest of saints in propagating Krishna consciousness around the world, and now with your foreign disciples, you are helping Indians themselves remember their own great heritage. And so you have practically become a national hero. At the opening of ISKCON's temple in Hyderabad, the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh made a particularly significant statement that the rise of our movement was a reversal of history. Among numerous encomiums by scholars, Sri Vishwanath Shukla, PhD reader, Department of Hindi, Muslim University, Aligarh, described Srila Prabhupada as the very embodiment of Krishna consciousness. The same scholar praised Srila Prabhupada's followers. All the members of ISKCON are pure Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, initiated in the most austere sadhana recommended by the greatest Goswamis of Vrindavan, Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Sanatan Goswami. Shortly before his departure from this world, Srila Prabhupada happily reflected on his accomplishments in India. Our temple is always crowded. My achievement is there. Now all over India they are praising me. To which Tamal Krishna Goswami responded, architect of the Bhagavad Gita, boom. That's how they praised you in the newspaper yesterday. Oh, we have to read proof further?
We will stop here.
Yes,
It's already
yes,
time is 10:50. We will
yeah,
stop here.
yeah,
Maybe it is taking
because
time. It is
10
big.
minutes
So,
late.
okay, so we will stop here and we'll meet tomorrow at this time at 7:15. Until then, sorry, if anybody has anything to say for the next devotees can unmute and they can speak if at all they want to say something.
I also usually hear like some talks online on Hare Krishna TV. So I see like various devotees coming, and I see like they are mostly like initiated persons. But should you what do you say about like should we hear talks about them on the channel?
I didn't understand what they're saying. Okay, they are initiated devotees, so their talks they are going Krishna conscious talks. Then it is fine. If it is some indirect something, then why we should hear?
Hmm.
If it is
Yeah.
directly Krishna consciousness, actually, if you see many devotees previously,
Hmm.
they how they used to come to how I came to Krishna consciousness was more straightforward. That means they have either read Bhagavad Gita or they have come through prasadam or slowly got trained. But nowadays, how they come to Krishna consciousness or how they become devotees is more or less like I don't know. It is not. It is I don't know. It is they can't withstand because unless and until they read Prabhupada's books, they hear Prabhupada's lectures. It is the standard way. Some may say that everybody will not do like that, but everybody has to be done like that. Otherwise, they cannot become fixed in Prabhupada's lotus feet. If at all you want to make devotees very strong, then you have to make them to hear Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's books. Otherwise, some devotee they will hear and then they will come. They will not become strong. I mean, they will become good speakers and all these things. But Prabhupada man, this Prabhupada man was famous. The word we can't have Prabhupada man here.
Okay, bro.
Prabhu, we will stop here and we will meet tomorrow, Prabhu. Books have come. Ramdas
Sure.
Prabhu, I'll speak to you later because books have come. I'm sorry. I need from BBT books have come, so I need to grab them. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Right.
Anchakal Kripा सिंधु के उच्च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। सद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की